Welcome.
Thank you.
You founded the Hare Krishna movement some 7 years ago in 1967, did you not?
Yes.
In a capsule, what is the movement?
The movement is to awaken God consciousness of the human being. The human being is distinguished from the animals, that the animals cannot understand what is God.
Mm-hmm.
And if the human being also does not understand what is God, then he is enemy.
I see. And so your movement is to bring about an understanding of God among human beings.
Yes.
And Hare Krishna means what?
Hare Krishna means addressing the energy of God. Hare means the energy of God, and Krishna means God.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you were here yesterday and to attend your annual festival that was held here in Golden Gate Park, and we were there too. And in fact, here it is. A few thousand people came out to hear it. How many people are now disciples of the Krishna consciousness movement?
Dedicated life, about 10,000.
About 10,000 dedicated
in
ones.
the Western world.
Mm-hmm. Your Grace, is there any significance at all in the shaved head? Why are heads shaved?
We keep ourselves very clean, that's all.
Oh, it's just a cleanliness thing?
Yes.
Is there any significance in the color of the robes?
At least at the present moment, people think that by keeping long hair, it becomes very beautiful.
I see.
Yes. So we are against that.
Mm-hmm. Just as simple as that. Is there any significance in the yellow robes?
Yellow robe is the dress, those who are dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It could very well have been a blue robe. It's just something that was arrived at.
This saffron.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your Grace, why do you feel that so many people are pulling away from the traditional religions in this country, such as Christianity and so forth, and going for the trying to understand the Eastern religions? We hear a lot of swamis and gurus and other type of yogi and so forth. Why do you feel that people are pulling away from the traditional Christian standards here?
But we see that the Christian churches, especially I have seen in London, mostly closed. People are not interested, or the Christian leaders, they cannot make them interested.
Why? Did Christianity fail the people, which is why they're turning to other things? Or?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You say that Hare Krishna consciousness pretty much takes the absolute truths from the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, and the Vedic.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Religion means to understand God.
I understand, but do you feel that in getting truths from various places like the Bible and the Quran and so forth, don't you run into conflicts at all or contradictions in those particular philosophies?
No, I don't find any conflict, because the ultimate goal is God. So you have to understand God and try to love Him. So you can go through any religious process. If the goal is attained, that you understand what is God, and you try to love Him, then your life is perfect.
Why do we see so many of your followers chanting almost all the time?
Chanting means to keep association with God always.
So you have to audibly chant Hare Krishna?
Yes. This is transcendental vibration. Just like a radio message, if you keep contact with the radio message, then you know everything what is going on outside. Similarly, this transcendental sound, Hare Krishna, if you chant, then you keep connection with God directly.
Thank you very much, Your Divine Grace. It's been our privilege to talk with you and to meet you.
Thank you.
And hope that we can see you again when you return.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just a small request. Can you make me co-host? Chitra
Yeah.
here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru.
Okay, thank you. So nice. Enjoyed Srila Prabhupada speaking so intelligently. I wish every day we have something we can listen, on each topic. So this chapter is chapter 5, has various important verses will come. Overall, most important, first 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, predominantly the talk is about karma. So they are called the chapters on karma yoga. The middle 6 chapters are on bhakti yoga, and the last 6 chapters on jnana yoga. Predominantly, jnana is discussed, karma is discussed. So there's one more section coming. Many people have, okay, I want to become spiritual, but then what about my material life? How do I balance both of them? Is it that I have to give up everything and withdraw from my duties and responsibilities? Many people think like that. Or is it that I do nothing, just sit down in some forest, Himalayas, do nothing? Isn't that spiritual? So can I be in this world and be spiritual? So this will be discussed in this chapter. Arjuna begins the chapter by asking what is known as FAQ, frequently asked question. Second time is asking this question. If you look at third chapter in the beginning, he asks a similar question. Krishna, karma sannyas or karma yoga? Tell me now again. It's clarifying. Should I withdraw from all activities and cultivate intelligence, or karma yoga? I should do activities for your pleasure. Which is better? And Krishna says karma yoga is better than karma sannyasa. To give up activities is not what is recommended, but rather the activity should be, because why? Idle mind is devil's workshop. That not work. Better do activities for the pleasure of the Lord. See, all personal experience also, if you see, many times when you're busy, you say, isn't it? I'm very busy nowadays. And we are happy also. When you're busy, we're very happy, we are engaged. Mind needs engagement. To give it a good engagement, that is karma yoga. And the result of that, offer for the pleasure of the Lord. Now, karma yoga is easier than karma sannyasa. And then in this chapter, how to do karma yoga, more and more refined as nishkama karma yoga. Doing activities just for the pleasure of the Lord. That is nishkama, without any personal desire. And nishkama karma yoga is the most advanced form of karma yoga, which is exactly like bhakti yoga there. Okay. See, actually, yoga means bhakti yoga. When there is a contamination of personal profit, desire, selfish intention, some pride in it, it becomes karma yoga. When there is a contamination of personal speculation, desire to merge with God, it becomes jnana yoga. When there is a desire, the contamination of some trying to get some mystic powers, and then it becomes ashtanga yoga. Yoga means when you remove all the contamination, it remains as bhakti yoga. Yoga means bhakti yoga. Sometimes when people doubt what does Krishna to us, we try to understand. Please try to Chitra Mataji, please take care. Okay? Any person by mistake. Generally, they don't know intentionally. By mistake, their mic is on. Because I want to have conversation, so I keep the mic on. Okay. Now, so the real yoga is bhakti yoga. We see Arjuna here is so great personality. He's a dear devotee of Krishna. When Krishna is having conversation with Arjuna, don't expect it to be anything other than bhakti yoga. Don't even expect. Bhagavad Gita is nothing but bhakti yoga. Just like you go in the morning, you see in a sabji mandi, the discussion. What's the discussion? Kya bhav hai? You go to stock exchange. What is the discussion? What's the rate of the shares you're selling for? Don't expect their Bhagavad Gita is being spoken. So similarly, Krishna is speaking to a celebrated devotee. Arjuna is a very exalted devotee. Only because if your TV serials are a little bit confused. Just like Hanumanji, nobody doubts his character. Nobody should doubt the character Arjuna. He's very dear devotee to the Lord. Now he is talking to Krishna. What else? And Lord Rama is talking to Hanuman. What else? Only bhakti. My dear Hanumanji, my dear Rama. They're discussing bhakti only, pure devotion and surrender to the Lord. Okay. So that is what is liberation by focusing on the Supreme. Okay. Arjuna uvacha sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha samshashi yashya etayor ekam tanme bhuhi sunishitam. Oh Krishna, first of all, he asked you to renounce work and then again recommend work with devotion. So I'm getting confused actually. Should I do karma sannyasa or karma yoga? Okay. And Krishna's answer is, what do you feel generally? Here is a personality, left the world and sitting. It does nothing means nothing. It doesn't think about anything. He just closes his all activities, physical and mental activities, no mental activities, no physical activities, just like a stone, he sits down. And here is a person, he takes books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and distributes to public. Which is better? Why? Yes, what do you feel? Which is better?
Karma yoga.
Karma yoga.
Why? Is it a danger?
Is easy.
Huh?
Karma yoga is easy.
Isn't it dangerous? See, he's meeting beautiful women and, this person is in a Himalayas, in a forest alone. Isn't it more safe? Isn't it? So, no, Karma Yoga is always better. Idle mind is devil's workshop. What he's trying will not work. Doesn't work. It's not practical also. And in fact, it's we will have tomorrow the chapter on Ashtanga Yoga. Even what he's trying to meditate, that is also nonsense. You have to meditate on God, as with Krishna will explain the 6th chapter. Machitaha, Madagata Prana, Masamstam, think about me, make me the goal of your life. They don't do that. These, what you call them, impersonalists who just go to the Himalayas or forest to meditate, they're not thinking about God. That is the problem. If thinking about God, then it's okay, not so bad. They're not thinking about God also. Forget about doing any activity. They just want to have a mind without thoughts. You cannot commit suicide. You become a stone or what? You're a living entity. Have good thoughts. Like this person is positively engaged in distributing. This will work. This will not work. And most of the time when you think about spiritual life, we think about this. We don't think this is spiritual, isn't it? What is there? He's selling books, making money. We are thinking this is something else. Here, he's so renounced, just he has one set of cloth, he sits there, and doesn't do any activity. He's not even thinking about anything. He's not even spoken to anybody for a few years. He's speaking all the time, blah, 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 blah. Shri Bhagavan vacha sannyasa karma yogascha nishayas karau bhautayotu karma sannyasat karma yoga visheshyate. Karma sannyasat, better than karma sannyasa is karma yoga. Krishna is saying, whatever I say or you say, that's not important. The Supreme Personality, the Supreme Court ka decision aa gaya. Devotion service is better than renunciation of work. It's not practical. Okay, today there are very few shlokas. So I have a very important topic, and that is connected to the next verse which will come. What are the 6 kind of dharmas which are possible? Anybody, if you attended my previous class, you'll be able to tell me. Anybody knows what are the 6 kind of dharmas? This is for previous students. Try. Yes, thank you for very nice comments. I didn't read. Spreading bhakti is better. Yes, the person is being more charitable. That person looks more selfish, just wants to take care of himself. Karma is active, sannyasa is for... Chalo, 6 kind of dharma. Any knows? What are the guess?
Satriya.
No, Kshatriya nahi. Us paisa nahi. Kshatriya, Vaishya, Karma, Brahmana nahi. Okay, I'll just explain. This will help you to understand certain points in Bhagavad Gita. One is called Vidharma. In the name of Dharma, we do sinful activities. Okay? So sometimes it may be very dangerous. Philosophy is very dangerous thing. Say, I'm smoking. And you ask me why you're smoking. See, I'm not smoking. I'm the soul. The body is smoking. I can do because I realized you cannot do. So on one sadhu spoke like this. No, it's not correct. Dharma means negative. Don't use dharma to justify yours. That's how the problem is. Philosophy is there. We can justify anything. Dharma. Don't do sinful activities. Paradharma, religious principle for which one is unfit. Paradharma. Trying to do somebody that Arjuna is saying, can I sit in a forest and do Hare Krishna? Krishna said, you're a Kshatriya. You're a person in mode of passion. Do your job. Even go to forest, you'll kill some people there. I know what kind of person. Better stay here. The only one thing, art of killing, kill these demons there so that the throne can go to the virtuous person, Yudhishthira. I want that. In fact, after the war, Yudhishthira created Vaikuntha on earth. Bhagavatam has a full chapter, rule of Yudhishthira. Vaikuntha on earth. People are remembering Ramaraja. Nobody had any anxiety. So peaceful. He was a very, very virtuous, very noble person. So, Paradharma, let Arjuna contribute to that with whatever his skills Let him not try to turn him to do. He should not try to do artificially something which is not capable of. Upadharma, helping others materially. I have no problem helping others. That's great. But only materially, that is what the problem is. Just like, say, your own child. I discussed this point yesterday also. Your own child, not only you give him some education and some skills to make a living, but you also teach him some values to be a good person. Don't you do that? My dear child, never do like this. Always never give pain to another people. You say that. Okay. Apart from this, you also give a vision. My dear child, our ultimate aim of life should be to become a humble servant of the Lord, like Hanumanji. That is the perfection of a life. Somehow lead your life in such a way you win the trust of the Lord. There is one personality called Rishabhadeva. Before he leaves for the kingdom, his kingdom, in 5th canto, 5th chapter, he instructs his children. Nayam de bhajam niloke kashtan kaman arate vidbhajam ye tapo divyam putrikayen sattvam shuddhe dasmad brahma saukyam tu anantam. My dear children, in this body which you got in a human form of life, don't waste it for sense enjoyment, because even animals can do that. You do some tapasya so that you can purify your heart and then you can achieve the Supreme Lord. This is a real father. Not, my dear child, become more rich so that 10 among me is silly, idiotic, good for nothing, a dog-like friends which I have. They will say, wow, you have achieved a lot. And among those idiots, I get some fame. So my dear child, just become more famous and more rich. That's all I want. So that I can, among my idiotic, good for nothing, third-rate, joker, dog-like friends, I get a big name. That's what we do. Let us do something better. So Upadharma is just helping somebody materially, not looking overall picture. Give him something for the mind, something for the soul. Then the person is actually happy and benefited. Materially, you cannot do also. You give food, okay, fine. Tomorrow you'll say, give me a girl, you'll get him married, you give me a house. You will go crazy, how much you will go forward. Because think about that. Is it practical? Chala dharma is cheating religion. You're saying that Bhagavad Gita says that. Bhagavad Gita never says that. You should not do that. Therefore, we say people 3 years at least you hear what Bhagavad Gita says before you start representing the Bhagavad Gita. Chala dharma, cheating religion. Because we have our own ideas and we say Bhagavad Gita should speak that. No, Krishna never spoke all that. Dharma bhas, I'm sitting in front of you like a brahmachari dressed up like a renunciant with all tilak, everything. But the moment the class is over, I watch movies. I have girlfriends. Now, this is not good. This is cheating. We should not become a pretentious religious principles. Just symbols are there, but no meaning. Parodharma, this is what Bhagavad Gita teaches, eternal religion of the soul. Soul is hankering to serve the Lord. If you bring the soul to that position that awaken his loving love for the Lord, that is actually parodharma. Savai pumsa parodharma yata bhakti adhokshade. That is real religion, which gives you, paro means great, paropkar, okay? Which gives you devotion to the Lord. Now, what kind of devotion? Ahetuki. It has no cause. Aparite, without any break, without any cause, within personal interest, without any break, continuously you develop a desire to serve the Lord. Ahituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. And such pure devotion to the Lord fully satisfies the soul. That is called definition of parodharma. Bhagavad Gita actually trying to uphold parodharma. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any questions on this? Did you understand all the 6 or anyone was vague to you? You can clarify. It is mentioned in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in one of the verses, 6th canto. Hare Krishna. Was it understandable? At least say yes.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any clarifications
Yes,
on this?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Any clarifications? Any one of them? Okay. So I wish you should have a pen, copy, make notes. Sometimes very rare you get such analysis. So see, clear analysis. You can always say, okay. So Manav Seva, is it equal to Madhav Seva? I explained to you, Manav Seva is just focusing on the material aspect, where Madhav Seva means all the aspect. Suppose somebody comes to you, said, I want to have food. So you can go to the temple, I have sponsored your breakfast today. And he goes to the temple. First he has darshan of the Lord. He bows down to the Lord. He has Charnamrit. He sees devotees there. And then after all that is over, he goes to take prasadam. And he sits down and have prasadam. Isn't that so wonderful? Isn't it? Everything is wonderful. And he may see there is a festival there. He may even volunteer for some service. Naturally, Manav Seva is equal to Madhav Seva. No. Madhav Seva is Manav Seva. Manav Seva may not be Madhav Seva. Okay, now there is one example more to illustrate this. There was a king, Nriga. Anybody know the story of Nriga, which I'm going to tell you?
Yes.
Tell.
Well, Nriga was in his past life, who was famous for his beauty, and he used to travel all around the world. And once he got cursed by a sage because he was not respectful to him. He got cursed to become a lizard, and he was stuck inside a well. And he was waiting for Lord Krishna so that he can come back to his original form.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So there was a very charitable personality, and one Brahmana came and said, little shortage of dakshina, not able to make up ends meet. The Raja said, don't worry, I'll help you. He had lakhs of cows in his Goshala. He gave 1 dozen cows as a dhan. I'm so grateful to you. They took 1 dozen cows, came back. One of the cows ran back to the Goshala. The king didn't notice that. And the next Brahmana came for a similar appeal. He gave him also another dozen. And that 1 cow he gave to him by mistake, which he had already given to somebody. The previous Brahmana came running. Oh, you're such a fellow, huh? You give dakshina and take it back and give to another person. I curse you, become a lizard, become a lizard. So his word is like that. If you say that I just be a nice man, you cannot just be a nice man. Mistakes will occur. Many people say this person was nice. This is all related term. Good is all relative. You cannot say somebody is absolutely good in this world. So mistakes will occur. So better always focus on spiritual life so that by mistake it happens because the intention was to serve the Lord. Krishna will take it away. Karma is not supreme. Always remember God is supreme. God can remove karma like this. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityaja ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaishyami. Krishna wants, just like a small king in the world also has the power to pardon you for any sinful activity, isn't it? Small king in this world, a tiny ant. He can also give you mercy and that he can pardon you for death penalty. Is it true or not? Does the president of India have the power or not? So why Krishna doesn't have the power? If he wants, he can pardon. Yes, any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think I said a wrong story. I think so. I'm sorry, Prabhuji. I think so. I got confused with another one.
That doesn't matter. You tried, no? That's nice. Okay.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
Prapanchika Hari Sambandhi Vasuna Mumukshibi Parityago Vairagam Phalgumad Katyate. This is from Rupa Goswami, one of the great acharyas in our parampara, that actually Vairagya should be called Yukta Vairagya, not Phalgu Vairagya. Yukta means engaging something in the pleasure of the Lord. And Phalgu means, it's not actually Vairagya, just, okay, I don't eat anything. There are some sadhus walk naked on the road. I've seen sometimes. Looks very funny. And I externally person may be very renounced in this way. Falgu. But inside a huge current is running. Falgu is kind of river. On the top there is quicksand. So you don't see everything calm. But you put a hand through that, you can see heavy currents below. So externally, it's also called market vairagya, like a monkey, sitting very calm and peaceful. Monkey is naked, and sitting on a tree branch, looks like a sadhu in a forest. So wonderful. But he has at least 12 girlfriends. So that's a monkey. So we should not do market vairagya or falgu vairagya. In and out, it should be a vairagya. So how that can be achieved? He said, use whatever you see in this word in service to the Lord. It's called yukta vairagya. That's what they recommended. In fact, in that way, you see sometimes people do not able to appreciate ISKCON movement. You see, I'm now using a camera, I'm using a laptop. What is this sadhu? He should be sitting in a forest naked. Many people, the picture of sadhu is like that. With so many facilities he's using. Now, when you travel, I travel with a car. Why car? You should walk. No? Yeah, you walk. Before you reach, I will reach and tell correct philosophy. And you come with your market vairagya later. So sadhu went and told Prabhupada, yeah, we should all walk. Now Prabhupada said, keep walking. So that before you can reach and tell the correct philosophy, before you come with your nonsense market vairagya philosophy. Now, whatever you see in this world belongs to the Lord. There should be no hesitation to use it for the service to the Lord. All the material bridge with the camera is made is given by Krishna. And even the intelligence to produce camera is also given by Krishna. So everything belongs to Krishna. It should be used for his service. That is right. Okay, so we want yukta vairagya, not falgu vairagya. So karma yoga or karma sannyasa, the main point is renounce results and do not please renounce action. Renounce a result. What you will, Prabhupada says, what you will renounce? You renounce a doggish mentality that you are the enjoyer. That you have to renounce. You don't have to renounce this word. Renunciation is from foolishness. Renunciation is not from the word. Unless one is engaged in devotional service to the Lord, mere renunciation activities cannot make one happy. See what Krishna is saying. The sages purify works and devotion, achieve the supreme without delay. You have to be engaged in service to the Lord, and that is better than just renunciation. This is what is generally made it famous. Wow, the shikha will be fully dried up because he never combed his hair for ages, and he has a lot of tapashakti. And movies, they will show sadhus like this who do boom, boom, some tantra. They will do not mantra, tantra, and they will kill somebody or catch a ghost, boom, 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 and we become very bewildered. This is all useless. You won't even look at them again, waste of time. This is what is, you see, they are happy, they're smiling and distributing the holy name of the Lord. You can see different parts of the world. This is what is actually needed. And this will impress everybody. This is not even practical to do. Do you think any ladies can do this? Go to the forest alone and sit down. Who will allow you? Not even practical to do. One who works in devotion is the pure soul who controls his mind and senses dear to everyone. That is what please do. Work on all this thing. Control your mind and senses. You become dear to everyone. And everyone is dear to him, though always working, such a man is never entangled. See, when your mind and senses are controlled, you come to Sattva-guna platform. Even though material Sattva-guna is person is pleasing and very controlled, sober, gentle. That is what we should have. Okay? One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the reserved Supreme Lord, is not affected by sinful action as the lotus leaf is unversed by water. This is a very nice sloka. Padma patram ivambasa. Padma patram. There's like a lotus leaf which touches water but is not spoiled by water, isn't it? The water just falls apart, falls away. So similarly, you may be engaged in service to the Lord, but if there is a sincerity in that, by the protection of the Lord, Maya will not touch you. Maya will not touch you. Again, that's a kavacha the Lord will give, provided you are sincere in your mission. It's like Hanumanji when he had gone to Lanka, when he entered the assembly of Ravana in the night, there were many, many beautiful girls lying there. Ravana used to, Sita was not the only person. He had brought many beautiful ladies before in the same way, kidnapped and brought. So when he entered, and they were not properly dressed also, but he was not affected because he was absorbed in Lord Rama's mission. Correct? So similarly, if you are absorbed in Lord's mission, you will not be touched by Maya. That kavacha Lord will give you. Living in this world, how can I do his duty without being attached? Okay, we got the answer. The yogis abandoning attachment act with the body, mind, and intelligence, and even the senses, only for the purpose of purification. Atma Shuddhaye, Atma Shuddhaye, that is your goal of life. Can I purify myself? The more you purify yourself, more you become a gentleman. Because all problem is because of carelessness, allowing unwanted, selfish, sensual desires to haunt our consciousness. So you have to wash our mind from all that kachara, which you pick from TV, internet, friends, cinema halls, magazines, hoardings. All atmosphere is permeated with this infection of Rajoguna Tamoguna. So you have to wash it away from the heart. So that is what you should do. Keep washing. The more the heart becomes pure, the more you will be entitled to contact the Lord face to face. Now you see this, the Acharya Prabhupada, he's all alone. He has just landed in America. These people wearing the beads on these are not even Tulsi beads or neem beads. They bought some rosaries or something and they see stitched themselves, one bead for themselves. Maybe some balls they got and they stitched. And nothing has arrived from India till now, where he started his movement in America. He's sitting on a park surrounded by thousands of youngsters who are just trying to repeat his chanting. Look at the way he's chanting, very attentively, with respect, he's hearing the holy name. So nice. Nam Upasaka, worshipper of the holy name. He gave holy name to millions of people. People used to be stunned after this chanting. It used to be how many hours, 4 hours. Never less than that. And he used to just attentively chant, that's all. And people will sit around and they're also chanting the holy name. Not for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, for 4 hours. And then he will go to his room, people will go, what an experience it was. What did he chant actually? Because I was chanting Hare Krishna. What is this? Who is Krishna? Krishna is God. Oh, yeah. Can I read about him? Yeah, this is the book. He used to give his Bhagavatam, what he had written, the first canto. They used to take those 3 volumes, sit out, read, and come after some time. I'm with you. I understand, appreciate your mission. 10,000 people gave their life, not by some magic, and many people try. Magic is for fools. The genuine follower you will get by actually jnana. If you give him the real knowledge of spiritual life, he'll understand, appreciate, and come. Steadily devoted soul attains unaltered peace because he offers results of all activities to me. Whereas the person who is not in union with the divine, who is greedy for the fruits of labor, become entangled. Okay. When the embodied living being controls in nature mentally, renounces all actions, resides happy in the city of 9 gates, neither working nor causing work to be done. So everything when you are using for the service to the Lord, the very body feels peaceful and happy. And what is the body? Our body is city of 9 holes. Okay, I think you all know what are the 9 holes. When, however, one is enlightened knowledge by which needs is destroyed, then in knowledge reveals everything as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. One's intelligence, mind, and faith take all fixed. So we have our intelligence, our mind, faith, refuge are all fixed and supreme, become fully cleansed of all misgiving through complete knowledge and the proceed straight on the path of liberation. And now comes very popular shloka. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihasini Shunicha Avasapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Vidya Vinaya. See, qualified Brahmana should have birth. Brahmana is not by birth, it is by qualification. Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. What are the two qualifications of Brahmana? Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Okay, Vidya. So the Brahmana has two qualifications. Vidya should be very knowledgeable, and Vinaya should be humble. Okay, you see that is a Brahmana. Sampanne is fully qualified. Such a Brahmana. Gavi, a cow. Both are given so much respect in our culture. Qualified Brahmana and cow is worshipped. Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya. When Krishna is talking to the Brahmana, he has nothing to do with the so-called idiotic birth Brahmanas. He has nothing to do with that. Krishna is talking about qualified Brahmana. They are dear to him. And why Krishna has to waste his time out of birth Brahmanas? Nowhere in the Shastra anybody become Brahmana by birth. Janmana Jayate Shudra. By birth we are Shudras. Samskarat Bhaved Vija. By Samskarat we become qualified to take shelter of a guru and take initiation from him. Today in the society, we do have something called Upanayana. That's a remnant of the Vedic culture, remnant. Upanayana, but it is just a tamasha. I have visited all the Upanayana, just a joke. Don't follow anything, just one Sandhya Vandanam he will do, that's all. But nothing else he will do. Okay. It's just done as a kind of a ritual before marriage. Because they don't have marriage without Sandhya, without Upanayana. So it is done like a ritual one day before, isn't it? So that will not help you. Vidya Vinaya. So Janmana Jayate Shudra, Samskarat Bhaved Vija, and then Veda Patan Bhaved Vipra. If you study the Vedic literature, you become a learned person. After guidance of the Guru, you study. And then after that, Brahma Janati Brahmana. When you understand you're not body, soul, when you understand, realize, then you become Brahmana. So Brahmana is not by birth. Brahmana is supposed to be acquired by qualities. Such a Brahmana, Vidya Vinaya. And you see such a Brahmana, and you see Gavi, cow. You see Hastini, an elephant. You see a dog. You see not even a dog eater. You see all of them. Pandita Samadarshana. Pandita sees them all equally. Why does he do that? Anybody? Is it right or wrong to do that?
Is it right, Prabhuji? Every hotel,
everyone.
On what basis does it do that? What is his argument?
Because the soul
All
is
are-
the same. It's just the body that is changing. The physical appearance is changing, but the soul remains the same, and Krishna is present in each and every one.
Yes. Because of his various situations, he is in different bodies, different desires have landed up in different bodies, but the soul is same now. Correct? He sees. And the Lord is not discriminating. The Lord is accompanying every living entity, either when you go to the pig's body or dog's body or a Brahmana body. The Lord accompanies you with equal affection. Now, sometimes they say, Jo hua acha hua. You've seen that in the Marwadi shop, but Jo hua, Gita Sar, Jo hua acha hoga, jo hoga acha hoga. Arey jo hua acha hua aur acha ho sakta tha, pad lete to. You go to a teacher gives you 70 out of 100. Teacher, what is it? Jo hua acha hua. But beta pad leta to aur acha ho sakta tha. So there are different situations. Now that's it. The dog's body is best for somebody because he has to gradually come out of that foolishness that by barking at people I can be happy. So he's given that bark. As much as you like to bark, he barks. But after some time he understands. There's experiential learning, gradually experiences. Your desire for varieties of foolishness and 80 lakh forms are there to satisfy that foolishness. And then you understand that actually I cannot be happy by any kind of foolishness. Let me become a gentleman, and that is human life. The humble sage by virtue of true knowledge is the equation learned and gentle Brahmana, cow and elephant, dog and a dog eater. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure or external objects, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Now, next thing is what Krishna gives you something very wonderful knowledge. Every chapter we're getting some knowledge, and this chapter also. If I compile 27 techniques of mind control from Gita, but in this chapter, Krishna gives some more tips about mind control. Why you think sensual pleasure to go after that is bad? Why you think what is wrong about it? It's fine. No? I'm not harming somebody. What's wrong about sense pleasure? My tongue wants to eat good, I give the best thing possible. My nose wants to smell good, I give the best smells possible. The eyes want to see beautiful forms, I do that. From the ear, I want a nice music, I play the best music. The skin wants to touch something very soft, I make my bed memory foam, but pleasantly I sleep. What's wrong? I'm not harming somebody, I'm not hurting somebody. Why sense pleasure, delighting in sense pleasures is wrong? Yes, anybody? Why do you think, what is wrong about it?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, they are limited. Sense pleasures are limited.
Okay, it's limited. I'll buy
We can never
1,000
be
gulab jamun.
satisfied.
I'll
We
buy
can never be
1,000
satisfied.
gulab jamun. I will keep having them one after another. Yes, Simran, what are you saying?
Prabhuji, we can never be satisfied. Or every time we
Okay.
want something.
No, I will buy 1,000 gulab jamun. I will keep eating. No, so sweet it is, one after another, one after another.
Prabhuji, we become servants of the senses.
Okay, we will become addicted to gulab jamuns. Take care. I'll become fat. Okay, you become servants, you become addicted. Yes. Anything else? You'll not be
Prabhuji,
satisfied.
we become selfish.
You become
Prabhuji, can I say? It is like adding ghee into fire. It will satisfy you for some time, but then again it will increase.
Sukumar ji is saying nothing wrong with it. What is that? Do it on his name. I'm not harming somebody. Taranjit, God's a sense pleasure take us away from God. You forget God is providing everything to us. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Chalo, let us go. Let us see what Krishna says. Okay. Krishna says a beautiful shloka here. Look at it. Okay. Everybody, and just try to appreciate what he's trying to say. Supreme Father giving us instruction for our welfare. By indulging in sense pleasures, you'll never come out of it. Many people think that, what can I do now? Nothing can do. My mind is so agitated. Let me go after drinking, intoxication, all variety. I cannot. I'm addicted, but I cannot come out of it now. We behave like Dhritarashtra, who refused to control his son. Yeah, we give it. What can I do? Whenever Vidura used to counsel Dhritarashtra, he says, see, Viduruji, my dear brother, I know whatever you say is correct. I always appreciate that. But when I look at my son, I lose control of myself. I like him so much. He knew his son is the idiot, but he was attached. That's attachment. So similarly here now, yehi samsparshaja bhoga. Krishna is saying this interaction of senses with the sense object, that's called samsparshaja bhoga. Dukkha yonava evate. It's going to give you pain than pleasure. Yoni means to give birth. It is going to give you pain. Because what is a sense pleasure? You're trying to enjoy property of the Lord. I told you every day, Ravana is, that's what you want to become a Ravana, small Ravana. And then wait, Hanumanji is coming to burn your so-called Lanka, and Lord Rama, with Lakshmana, all are coming with bows, arrows to finish you off. You want to wait for that? Dukkha yona vayate. Because Hanumanji is coming to burn your Lanka. It's only going to give you birth to pain. Any attempt to enjoy this world is a criminal activity. Be ready for punishment. This word is not yours, sir. Isn't it? I enter your house, open your fridge, and start having apples, banana. What do you say, sir? Wait a minute. And I'm not harming anyone. Hey, wait a minute. These things belong to me. Who are you to enjoy all this? No, isn't that reasonable, logical? Isn't it reasonable? Similarly, this world is there. We are picking things and enjoying. Sir, it is not yours. It belongs to the Lord. Okay. You become a thief. You'll be punished there. Dukkha yona vayavate. You're going. You not see immediately, but yes, coming. Lord Rama's arrow is coming at you. Hanumanji is flying already. Yes, already jumped. Dukkha yona adi antava. And anyway, Ravana. Did Sita ever agree to embrace Ravana? No. In fact, she was not even Sita. He never got real Sita. If you know Kuru Purana, he got duplicate Sita. Real Sita, Lakshmi. You can see Lakshmi. You can even touch. You cannot even touch Lakshmi. Forget about seeing Lakshmi. Seeing, touching is not possible. You think you can grab Lord's consort? And no. So similarly, you never get Lakshmi when you're planning. That money that you get is not Lakshmi. That it just appears like Lakshmi. It's actually Maya. The real Lakshmi, Sita never went to Lanka. In fact, there was one more woman which Ravana had tried to touch once. And she was a sadhavi doing tapasya in a forest. Some of you may know that. So when Ravana was used to this, he was uncontrolled in his senses. Lust destroyed him actually. We say, no, kama krodha, somebody was destroyed by lust, somebody by krodha. Ravana is the example of somebody who destroyed his life by uncontrolled lust. So he was trying to grab that sadhavi. And she said, I was doing tapasya here. What's your problem? And today you have touched me. Now I'm going to give this life. And next life I'll be born and because of your death. It was that woman who came at the house, what he brought to Lanka, the woman who came to destroy Ravana. And Ravana, when he brought Sita, actually meant for total destruction. His wife, Mandodari, said, that's wrong, what you have done. Because she was a very chaste lady. She knows how bad it is what he has done. Kumbhakarna told him that's bad. Meghnath told him that's bad. Vibhishana told him that's bad. He lost all respect because of that one event. Isn't it? So, dukkha yonava evate. And that lady, she never embraced him. So he got nothing. He lost everything for nothing. You know that. He didn't get anything. At the end of the day, you cannot enjoy. Such sensual pleasures have a beginning and they have an end. I told you, sense pleasure is like trying to eat a mango shadow in water. Then the shadow, there is no mango. So there is no enjoyment in this world. It's all your foolishness. That pleasure has a beginning, so-called beginning, and anta. Anta is when your mouth goes in water. And what is beginning? Beginning is anticipation of pleasure. There is no pleasure in the world. Pleasure only exists in anticipation. I'm going to eat mango. Can you see my selfie? I'm with a mango. So I can analyze all pleasures. They all have beginning and an end. Natesh ramate Buddha. Krishna said, therefore, Buddha, an intelligent person, does not delight in such pleasures. What a shloka to save us. Now, you can stop sense enjoyment by this shloka, but on your own say, let me keep indulging. One day I'll understand what Krishna is saying. You will never. Just like somebody told, you put ghee on fire, fire will only increase. Only by good counsel and words of the Lord, which are good for us, if you can accept that, we can stop all sense enjoyments. And what are you doing? Only planning varieties of sense enjoyment, that's all. There are different species and different kind of sense enjoyment. They kill themselves. Some insects kill themselves because of uncontrolled sight. Some deer, they get killed because of their attention to the music. The hunters use their weakness to catch them. Bees lose their life in flower closes, uncontrolled smell now, and fishes uncontrolled tastes. Okay. But we will lose. Our problem is that we are, all the five senses are very weak for us. Other species have one sense which is strong. And for us, all the five are very strong. So therefore, we have to be very careful. Okay. Before giving up this present body, is one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses. This is what you have to achieve in life. The mind, unwanted desires really flowing, but the rivers doesn't shake, the ocean doesn't shake as many rivers. And similarly, desires really coming. Great man is, he filters. Is this desire good? No, ignore it. You're very alert. You have to do 90% of the desires that come in our heart are bad. You have to ignore them. And you have to encourage a good thought. And you have to discourage a bad thought. Just don't focus on it. Just reject it. You have to do hard work there instead of doing hard work later. But it's so difficult. Better be engaged in good activities. Have no time for this foolish thoughts. If a giving a present body is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the force of desire and anger, is a yogi and is happy in this world. Or his happiness is active within, rejoices within, illuminated within, and is actually a perfect mistake. He liberated the supreme and ultimately attains the supreme. Okay, now Bhagavad Gita in this chapter mentions the peace formula. Does any previous student knows about it? What's the peace formula Gita talks about? Nobody knows the peace formula of Gita?
Chant Hare Krishna and be happy.
That's the ultimate. This is something Krishna tells in this chapter. Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram Suhridam sarva bhutanam gyatamam shantam rachati. Very famous shloka. See, there are few shlokas which we chanted there purposefully because of shortage of time. My request is that this few shloka which we chant, make a note of that. Sit in the class with a copy and pen. You have to teach Gita, not to the whole world. So particularly these few shlokas, first you should cram. If you can cram lakhs of shlokas, that's great. But you can cram few. So what I'm quoting, which I'm chanting also, they are very nice shlokas, which are very important. Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapasam. Brahmana means who always feels great delight in learning something every day. I told you, otherwise it will become dementia. Try to learn something. The brain will become rusted. Whole day only watching TV and videos, your brain will become rusted. Then it will not even work. So please try every day to note down some shloka and try to remember it. Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapasam. Krishna is the only enjoyer. I'm artificially trying to imitate his enjoyment. Just like a man artificially dressing like a woman. It's a joke. Don't make a joke out of yourself. You are not an enjoyer. You are a servant of the Lord. Hanumanji never thinks about his enjoyment. They say, oh, I got this flower. Let me offer to the Lord Rama. He will enjoy. He is the enjoyer. I'm not enjoyer. I'm his servant, Dasa. Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapasam. There is only one enjoyer, Krishna. So therefore, everything is a harmony after that. Now we try to win
the screen is little distorted. Display is distorted, Prabhuji.
Everybody, the screen is distorted or is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
It says your
Distorted,
network bandwidth is low.
Whose? Mine?
Blur.
Yes.
Yeah, it's completely blurred.
Okay. So that is what to do. What can I do now?
Still,
Now
sir,
is it okay?
Sir, still, the picture of you as well as the screen.
Now,
still,
how was it? Now, how was it?
Still like that, still.
Okay, now voice is okay?
Voice is
Yes.
okay, audio is okay, but video is
That's okay. Audio is more important. So, body have to go to sleep. Yeah. Okay. Bhokta Ram. See, we all look like some animals, so I'm not very proud of my face. Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapasam. So, Krishna is the only enjoyer. Okay. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Okay. Is it okay? Isn't it? We are all fighting. I'm trying to enjoy, you trying to enjoy. No, there's only one enjoyer, Krishna. So let us cooperate. See, if you have you heard about that Jai Vijaya got cursed by the four Kumaras? Some of you heard that Leela? Therefore, the Jai Vijaya came as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Shishupal Dantavakra. Do anyone of you know that, Leela? You heard about that? I think
Yes.
most of you heard about that, no? Isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Look at the view. Try to have some point in it. The point there is, in the spiritual world, the amount of harmony is so great that even a slight act of disharmony, they didn't beat a four Kumara. They just put their stand. You're not going karke. That was considered so disturbing that the people have thrown out from the spiritual world as a punishment for 3 births. Correct? Okay? That is one lesson from it. You can take the lesson in many ways. But therefore, spiritual world exists as total harmony, just like a temple. Temple is actually like an inheritance place for all of. That's what happens in a temple. The Lord is the enjoyer. When the cooking has happened, we keep the door closed. Nobody should even see it because seeing. Even we take the offering, you cover the plate because people are staring at it. We don't want them to see. The Lord should enjoy first, isn't it? Everything is happening. Somebody is cleaning the temple for the pleasure of the Lord. Somebody cooking for the pleasure of the Lord. Somebody is dressing for the pleasure. Only one enjoy, God. We are not enjoy. We are His servants. And therefore, and there is total, because He is the focus of pleasure, there is a total harmony in everything. Sarvaloka Maheshwar. He owns everything. Like in a temple, everything belongs. What does it belong to? Belongs to the Lord. Everything. Sarvaloka Maheshwar. He is the only owner. Now there is a fight, Ukraine and Russia, because they don't understand the land belongs to Krishna, not them or Russia. See, say in India, I'd give you an example. We had the state reorganization, isn't it? Uttarakhand, which I belong to, was separated from UP. Was there any bloodshed? No, it's only the administrative boundaries changed. So the whole world shouldn't be like that. Whole earth belongs to Krishna. This boundary we are having, administrative boundary, it doesn't belong to you. The moment you take over the ownership, people become very peaceful. Sarvaloka Maheshwara, Suhridam Sarvabhutana. We are looking for a friend, no? My best friend. Krishna is your best friend. Oh, really? Then you become so happy. So you understand these three things, you'll become peaceful and the world will become peaceful. This is Krishna's revelation in Gita. You could have never figured it out. Bhoktaram Yajna, Krishna is the only enjoyer. None of us are enjoyers. We are all trying to enjoy. That's why I said that's a mistake in doing self-pleasure. You are not the enjoyer. God is enjoyer. You should cooperate in his enjoyment. Just like a small child goes to kitchen and says, Mama, I want to cook. And the mother, there is something called toy kitchen. The mother gives a toy kitchen. It makes a sound, but there is no fire in it. A child is very happy making his pakoras, everything. There is nothing in it. It's just a toy kitchen. So instead of imitating the cooking of the mother, the child should cooperate with the mother. Yes, Mama, what you're making today? The hair is your potatoes. Just cooperate with them. Oh, you can cut them? Oh, let me try. Okay, wash. Mother will not give a small child a knife. But she, okay, you go wash them. So cooperates with the mother. Then the nice dish is ready and he can enjoy with the mother. So these boys of, Krishna Loka, what are they doing? Krishna is the focus for them. They're cooperating in his enjoyment, having fun with him. So what is Krishna asking? No, it's not that when we think about servant. What is the servant of Arjuna? Krishna, is Krishna's servant. Who was driving Arjuna's chariot? Krishna. No, do you drive your servant's car? Never. Because that service is out of salary and the real service is out of love. So when Krishna is served, it is out of love. And that service to Krishna makes you more happy than even Krishna. And the people who help the servant to serve Krishna, they become more happy than even the servants who are engaged in service to Krishna. And this very bewildering spiritual world. Everybody wants to become servant of the servant. In this world, we want to become master of the master. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, everything is owned by the Lord. They're very conscious. And how much peace will be there in the world. And the best friend, Krishna is a best friend. How much more you'll be happy than the whole world is peaceful. Okay, we end this chapter. Thank you. This is the beginning of the ISKCON movement. If you'd like to show